tunnel, New York City.
Keep left.
I'm driving to New York. I've never driven to New York. We're gonna park in a lot, but we may have to park. We're in the tunnel. Alan, I'm driving to the Lincoln Tunnel now. Can you believe it? I actually drove to New York by myself.
Well, excuse me.
I mean, by myself. Not,
Without my husband is what you're supposed to say.
Okay. No, I wasn't by myself. In the passenger seat was my dear friend Jo. She's an artist and always happy to pull me out of what I call my everyday life and what she calls suburban hell to take me on an artist date. And in this case, to test my suburban driving skills. I don't drive that much, especially now that I'm in New York City. I feel like I need to use all my concentration to not hit people and not get honked at from behind.
Well, getting honked at is part of being in New York. Okay.
Is it okay that I'm blocking the intersection?
No, this is blocking the box. It's not a good thing. You can get a ticket.
Blocking the box?
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. It's my first time driving in New York, and I'm doing it and not dying or killing anyone. This summer was all about firsts. Like the first time I left home to go to film camp in Maine, which led to the first time I tried to have an affair. You have a beautiful accent.
Well, thank you.
Yes, where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you single?
Yes, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Your cameraman's adorable also.
But please.
And my first kidnapping by lesbians. Which brings me to the other reason I'm in New York. I'd come to visit my kidnappers, Carol and her partner Meredith. In fact, I was staying in their apartment for 2 nights. It'll be great, right? I mean, staying with strangers in a big city will be another first. And it'll be the first time I abandon my daughter on an important first for her, high school orientation. That's where she was while I was on my way to New York. I had to call to see how it went. She got locked in a staircase. That's like all of our fears. We've all been locked in staircases, and we all get out. God, I hope I wasn't too flip. I'll make it up to her somehow. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm in New York with an artist visiting other artists. Time to start acting more artist and less neurotic mom. So it's almost noon, which means it's time to meet Carol. I just talked to her yesterday. It'll be fun. The 3 of us are going to see a video exhibit at the MoMA. Okay. Or not. Turns out Carol won't be free until 4. But it's a big city. There's plenty to do. So Joe and I head off to the museum. So Carol won't be ready until 5:30. Okay. Joe just came for the day, so she heads home on the Greyhound. That's okay. She supported all these firsts, and now she'll support the first time I navigate New York all by myself. And all by myself, I revert back to mom mode. I take the bus to the Lower East Side for some pickles for my daughter.
Rachel, would you like a pickle now? Oh, I'm sorry. How about Mom?
Yeah, it's Leah. Leah's the one who wants the pickles. Okay, so I am totally psyched because I found a pickle guy, but now I am running really, really late and I have to meet Carol at the gallery by 5:30. And I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit lost. I make it to the gallery, and guess what? No one's there. Oh, okay. Turns out Carol is running late and won't be there until 6. All right, well, I'll see you then. Damn, my hands look fat on camera. Anyways, good news. I'm here flipping through Carol's art. I'm in their spare bedroom. But the bad news is our plans for tomorrow are now off. Carol has to work again, and we were originally going to spend the day playing with camera gear and practicing all the interview skills we learned in Maine, but I'm sure I'll figure something else to do. Maybe a video on what happens when you leave strangers alone in your apartment. Not wanting to leave me home alone, Meredith took me and Iggy the dog to her studio in the hipster land of Williamsburg, Brooklyn. She told me her inspiration for her very popular ice pop art.
My nieces were visiting in Long Island, and the ice cream truck was there. We went to the park, and they went for it. And Carol, the love of my life, was like a big, inspiration. She just sparked me on it. Said, "This could be your next step."
That's so sweet. They're each other's muses. What symbiosis? So after a while, I left, and I took the subway back to Manhattan and wandered around. And Friday went a whole lot like Thursday. Carol and I were going to tape our interview at 4, which turned into 5, but then it was nap time, and then dinner time. So right before bedtime, we got the interview going.
The piece is about the idea that we're always hoping. Honey, could you not do that?
Until Meredith started playing ball with the dog.
Together, or whether, you're going to win the lottery and it's going to change your whole life. And that's what out there means.
So can we not do the ball for like maybe 5 minutes?
Mare, remember when you were going to walk Iggy for a little while and we were going to do the interview?
No.
Okay, well, do you think you could do that?
No.
Just take him outside on the balcony? Well, could you then do something else just to help me out here so we could get a decent interview? Mare? And, Bonnie's videotaping all this, so wouldn't it be nice if we didn't seem like a totally dysfunctional lesbian family? Mare?
I've been with him all day.
Don't
Send me all day.
Finally, Meredith took Iggy out for a walk, and I was experiencing another first. The revelation that this was not more interesting than my own life. These New York lesbian artists were having the same boring fight about responsibility that I have with my husband in the suburbs. Back on track with the interview, I asked Carol about her thoughts on midlife crisis.
I think there is such a thing as becoming more aware of your place in your world and questioning whether what you're doing with your time and your life is the best thing you can be doing.
So, how was school? Fine.
All right.
Back at home, back to the routine, with my daughters munching on the pickles I'd scored in New York. I wondered, is this the best thing I could be doing with my time right now? Absolutely. What can I say? I like the suburbs. I like my kids. I even like my husband. But I also like new experiences. Finding those firsts. I don't know what's next. Maybe another trip, or maybe a pole dancing class.